Hey guys, this is Heidi for AllFreeKnitting.com, and today I've got another knitting video tutorial for you. Today we've got the Garter slip stitch, and this stitch is really great for getting a nice dense piece of fabric with little purl bumps on it that have this nice zigzag motif. This makes a really cool clutch, or even if you use really chunky thick yarn or even rope, you could do a doormat. So check it out. For the Garter slip stitch, you need to make sure to cast on a multiple of 2 stitches plus 1, so an odd number of stitches basically. And so right here on my left hand needle I have 9 stitches, so 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And you can do whatever cast on you like. I did a long tail cast on just so the stitches were a little bit more stable for demonstrating this. So for the first 2 rows you'll knit across, just like you would knit for any other project. All right, that's row 1 knit across. Then we'll do the same thing for row 2. Alright, so row 3 is where we'll start slipping some stitches to get the motif we're looking for in the Garter slip stitch. So for row 3, we're going to knit 1 and then slip 1 stitch purlwise across. So knit 1 like normal, slip 1 purlwise. So whenever you slip a stitch purlwise, you bring your right hand needle through the front loop on your left hand needle, leaving your yarn just hanging at the back. No wraps, just a slip with that yarn sitting behind it. Then knit 1 stitch like normal, slip 1 purlwise, leaving that string in the back. Knit another stitch like normal, slip 1 with no wraps of your yarn, knit 1, slip 1, and knit that last stitch. One thing to keep in mind when you're slipping, alternating knitting and slipping stitches, is to not do your knit stitches too tight, because you'll want that little bit of slack so your work isn't all scrunched together. So on the 4th row, which by the way is the wrong side of your work, we just were working on the right side. On the 4th row, which is the wrong side, we'll knit 1 stitch like normal, and then bring the working yarn to the front of your work and slip 1 stitch, again purlwise, but that yarn's hanging out in front. Bring the yarn to the back of your work and knit the 3rd stitch. Bring your yarn again to the front, slip 1 stitch, bring your yarn to the back, and knit 1, making sure not to knit it too tight. Yarn to the front and slip, yarn to the back and knit. Yarn to the front and slip, and yarn to the back and knit that last stitch. So right now you've done the 4 rows that it takes to do a Garter slip stitch, but I'm going to show one more repeat so you can really see the effect of the knitting. So the next row, and we're on the right side of our work now, we'll repeat row 1, which is to knit across the right side. And you'll notice as you knit across this first row, after having slipped all the even stitches for 2 rows, they'll be a little bit tighter where you've slipped them, because that's a stitch from 3 rows down, if you think about it, that hasn't been worked at all. So you'll knit across the right side, and then the next row you'll knit across the wrong side, which will be a little easier because you won't have those slip stitches pulling on your work. All right, so let's turn it back to the right side and take a look. So you can see that in the middle here, there are these little bumps kind of in a zigzag pattern, and that's what is formed by slipping those stitches the way we did. Let me show you a bigger swatch so you can see a little better what I'm talking about. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats of the garter slip stitch pattern, and as you can see, you've got those nice zigzag bumps on all the other rows, and again, that's from slipping those stitches, and that gives you a nice motif on the right side of your work. And then on the wrong side you can see all those slipped stitches. And this is really nice because it makes a little bit denser of a fabric, so it makes a really nice cowl or scarf or even a sweater if you're looking for something extra warm. And that was how to knit the garter slip stitch. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment if you've got any other questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more video tutorials.